And the next one involves Finn Wolfhard. So today I'm going to be sharing the worst moments slash most embarrassing moments of my life, because why not? You guys pretty much know everything else about my life, so why not just share the worst moments of my life? These moments run through my head at night. They're what keep me awake. I feel like I have an abnormal amount of horrible, embarrassing stories, but I could be wrong, so hopefully I'm not the only one that has these bad of stories. So this first one was so embarrassing when I was a kid. I was homeschooled my whole life, which explains a lot. But I went to Boys and Girls Clubs so that I could get some social, it's like an after school thing, but so I could get some social skills, which it obviously didn't help, but my parents had high hopes for it. But anyways, there was this really cool girl, and she had not just silly band rings. Okay, that was so cool to me, that she had silly band rings. So I was like, I want to be this girl's friend. So she was talking to me, and I don't know why I did it, but I pointed at this guy and I was like, yeah, that guy over there, he told me he likes me. Complete lie. Never had talked to him before in my life. I have no idea why I said that I knew him or that he liked me, no less. But yeah, I was like, yeah, the guy over there, he likes me. And she was like, no, he doesn't. And I was like, yeah, he does. And she was like,
he better not, because that's my boyfriend.
It gets worse. She goes over and talks to him and is like, she says that you like her, is it true? And he was like,
what? No.
And he went over and talked to me and was like,
why would you say that?
It was awful. I saw that guy recently in public. I'm sure he doesn't remember who I am. I really hope he doesn't remember who I am. I was at the pool, and my grandma had said she brought no kid towels, but apparently in my mind that didn't quite register. So I went and got a towel out of someone else's pool bag, and I thought it was my grandma's, but it wasn't. And the little girl goes, oh, look, Mommy, she has the same towel as us. And then they found out it was her towel that I was wearing. That's really awkward. Yeah, moving on. I was Peter Pan in a play one time, and we had this fun run where you had to act out how they tell you. So if they say do your line like a pirate, you had to do your lines like a pirate. It was called a fun run. I don't really know. It was awful. Anyways, they said, I was already really sick. I didn't want to do it, and we had the performance the next day, and I was really sick, so I didn't want to be there, but I had to, obviously. So they said, do your thing like a cheerleader. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually try to do it good. So I went and I kicked my leg up like a cheerleader, and I completely wiped out, fell on my butt, pulled down Wendy with me. And everyone was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine.
Walk out the door, you see someone that you know, and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
That was really embarrassing. I had bruises all down my leg and butt, so. Next one, this was recently. I went to King's Dominion, which is a theme park, for the first time. And we rode this ride. It was our first ride of the day, and there's this corkscrew part, some stunt coaster, I don't know, I don't remember what it was, but there's this super tiny corkscrew part that you go up, and I had a gray out where you don't completely pass out, but everything gets gray and blurry, and you feel like you're gonna pass out, and you get black spots. So I was scared to ride rides the rest of the day, but my dad and my brothers were like, let's ride that one again. So I was like, okay, fine. Yeah, it's fine. Maybe it was just a one-time thing. So we get in line, and I'm feeling dizzy. So they have these railings. So I was sitting on the railing, trying to make my head feel better. And this worker, I guess, roller coaster worker person comes walking by, and he was like, get down, get off the railing. And I was like, I was totally out of it. So I just made this face. I was like, and like got down, and there was this group of guys and they started laughing hysterically. They were pointing at me and everything. They were laughing so hard, and I just kept looking, like trying to give them a death stare, obviously staring at them, knowing that they were laughing about me, and they were like giggling. And to make matters worse, a few of their friends came off the ride and walked over to them. Boom, they're like pointing at me, telling the story. They were literally laughing and imitating what happened right across from me. And it wasn't like I was a part of their conversation. I was like way off to the side. It was awful. So, yeah. Next one, I was on set filming a movie, and I was an extra, like a featured extra, and they had like a group of kids, and me and my friend were hanging out, and this guy came up to me and was like, hey, you're cute, or something like that. And this girl came up and was like, that guy thinks you're cute. And I was like, okay, cool. This always happens on sets, that the guy's friends come up to you and are like, that guy thinks you're cute. Like, that's where everyone goes to find like a girlfriend or boyfriend. Like, everyone finds like a date that day on set, and they'll like walk around with that person. I don't know, every set I've been on is like that. It's really annoying. So the guy asked for my number, and I was like, no, I don't really know you. And I was like trying to be nice, and I was like, I don't live here, like, okay. And he just like walked off all sad. But there was another guy there that looked just like him. Like, they looked very similar. And so we saw him just like floating off by himself in the water, because this was a pool scene. And my friend was like, oh, look, he's so sad you didn't give him your number. And I looked behind her, and the guy that actually asked for my number was standing behind her, and the guy in the pool was just the guy that looked like him. And so I was like trying to like tell her that he was over there, and it was bad. Next one, this is just a very blonde moment that I had. So basically I was babysitting, and it was like my first time babysitting for real. That was my first mistake. They were like, oh, we want to watch TV. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know how to turn your TV on. Like, it's very high tech or whatever. And they were like, oh, I'll just ask Alexa to do it. And I was like, who's Alexa? Like, is there someone else in the house? Who is this Alexa? And they're like, Alexa, turn on the TV. Alexa, turn on the lights. Like, they were screaming like these things to Alexa. And I was like, who is Alexa? And then I realized it was Alexa in their house. Keep in mind, this is before Alexa was like a big thing, you know, like a well-known thing. I had never heard of Alexa. And then I realized what it was, and I felt like an idiot for freaking out and being like, who is Alexa? And I kept asking, and they weren't answering me. It was very bad. And the next one involves Finn Wolfhard, so I'm sure you are all just gonna be so excited about this one. Yeah. So basically, if you didn't know, I was an extra in Stranger Things and went to the premiere because I won tickets from David Harbour or whatever. Just like won tickets or whatever, no biggie. And so I got to meet them. And when I met Finn the second time at the premiere, we had this like cool conversation, and we were talking about, they had just done the lip sync battle, I think, or they had done it a while ago, but I really liked his lip sync one because he chose a song from Weezer. And somehow we got on that topic, and I was like, yeah, I love the Weezers. The Weezers? Okay, no one calls them Weezers or the Weezers. It's Weezer. And I didn't know that until I got home, and my dad and fans and friends all called me out on it, and realized that Finn Wolfhard was like, this girl's a fake. But I really do like Weezer, but I didn't know the proper name, and I looked like a complete idiot, and it was very embarrassing. Afterward. Not in the moment, because I thought I was doing great, but obviously I was wrong. So I hope you enjoyed these very embarrassing stories, and hopefully you were able to get through it without cringing too much. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. Let me know any embarrassing stories that you've had. And, all right, well, see you guys later.